Thank you for watching our video. This show is sponsored by DreamStream. DreamStream is a unique platform where creators can monetize their video content. All creators rely on support from people like you. Join us on the DreamStream platform to support your favorite creator and view the episode without any adverts. Follow the link in the description for a how-to guide. DreamStream, a place where you can create yourself.
Hello and welcome to the Good Vibes Only show right here on DreamStream. I'm Kgoroeadira. Thank you once again for tuning into the show. Now today I am joined by Dr. Kgoroeadira. She is a humanitarian. She's the CEO and founder of Mrs. Soweto. She is a life coach. She was also a finalist in Mrs. South Africa. 26 semi-finalist rather, yes, in Mrs. South Africa 2016, and you're also a part of Mrs. Johannesburg in the year 2019. And she's just overall someone that is extremely passionate about community work and woman empowerment and development, and also empowering the girl child, and not forgetting the boy child as well. Kgoroeadira, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
Tell us a bit about yourself and how it was growing up in the streets of Soweto.
Okay, so I grew up in Meadowlands and Deep Kloof, right? But most of the upbringing happened in Meadowlands. Grew up in a standard family, you know, parents, sister, grandparents, uncle. And my upbringing was very great. It was very good. And I grew up in a setup of philanthropists and humanitarians. My mother is a social worker. So with my upbringing came myself sharing my mom with many other kids, because she used to work with foster kids. You know, the space that she worked in exposed me to a lot of what she did. And I think that's where my compassion came in. And even at home, my grandmother's house was always the one where people came to, you know, when they've got problems. I'd find, you know, women would come in and say, hey, you know what, Mpoko, I'm going through this. What do I do? What do I do? And, you know, I realized that my grandmother is very wise, and you know, she was a very calm person. May her soul rest in peace. So through those conversations, I found myself drawn into helping people. You know, and even at school, you know, I was always that child who I was quiet, but in my quietness, somehow a lot of people were drawn to me. I was always that child that it's just something about this child, but you know, I was different. You know, I was light skinned. They always used to call my grandmother the child with the white baby.
Wow.
Especially in the rural areas when we used to go visit there. So I was always different. I couldn't quite put my hand on why I was different. But in general, I really had a good upbringing, and I mean, I enjoyed being in Soweto. And even now, I still go home to Soweto.
What exactly is a transformational speaker? I picked that up when I was obviously doing my research on you, and I'm like, what is that? What does it entail? Before we actually delve into our conversation.
So you know, you get someone who motivates, you know, and you get someone who transforms. So for me, when I speak to someone, I am working on transforming them so that they can become a better person of who they are. And with transformation, for me, comes taking steps into your transformation. Because, you know, when someone motivates me, it's for that moment, you know, that time I'm like, wow, I'm motivated. Yes, I'm going to do this thing, you know. And then a week later, sometimes it fades away. It's gone. Like Vavavumu EU is for that moment. But with transformation, it's intentional that, you know, we are working to really actively help you to become a better version of yourself, to help you get to where you want to get to. So that is what I do as a transformational speaker, as a transformational coach. I sit down with a person, and when I'm speaking to them, it's intentional that this is what we are working towards. It's not a temporary, I'm motivating you for now, and then I leave you. It's really, I want to see the change, and I want you to see and experience and feel that change.
So you do a lot of programs where you help empower and develop, the woman and the girl child as well. What do you think the importance, or why do you think there's an importance in that? Making sure that, your woman is empowered, your girl child grows up to be a fantastic woman as well. Why is there an importance in that?
I'm going to go back to myself. I'm using myself because of experience.
Yeah.
For me to get to where I am and what I'm doing now, it's because of experience. So, I'm going to start with the woman. As women, we go through so many things. We carry so many burdens, not necessarily bad, but there's so many things as a woman that we have to go through. You are a caregiver.
Yeah.
You take care of the home. Some women are business women, some women are career women. But there are
Kuningi.
kuningi, go gontsi, wa itse go
Yeah.
gontsi,
Yeah.
go biasa.
Uh,
So we carry so many things, and sometimes we forget ourselves because we put other people's needs first. We are natural nurturers.
Exactly.
And we want to take care of other people first. So it's important that you get empowered as a woman because it's easy for your self-esteem to also go down.
Yes.
Especially when you are unable to achieve certain things that you had wanted to because of all these many hats that you are wearing. You forget yourself, you forget your dreams. So it's important to empower yourself by going through certain workshops, getting coaches, getting mentors. There is power in those things because I found that because of myself having had coaches and mentors and really taking myself through a program of empowering myself,
Yeah.
I was able to manage better all these different hats that I wear, but most importantly, to be able to create a balance and, come out as a person in society with confidence because I'm empowered. I now know this is what I can do, this I'm not going to do.
Yes.
I fully understand my barriers, I understand my life, and being empowered is being able to, to identify that certain things I will do, certain things I will not do. This is what I need to feel good about myself. And then regarding the girl child, I've got girls. I'm a mother of two girls and I'm a mother of two boys. So with the girl child, I feel that it's so easy sometimes to lose track because of peer pressure. I myself have had experience of peer pressure, but I can safely say I made a decision and a choice to say I'm not going to fall into that trap.
Nice.
My friends, some of my friends will probably be upset at me for saying this.
But you're disciplined, man.
But there were moments in high school,
Yeah.
where there's that thing of banking and whatnot. When some of my friends decided to bank, I chose not to bank.
Nice.
I chose, because of why? Because I had a mother, I had a grandmother who were constantly empowering me, constantly guiding me, teaching me, showing me things. So society sabo my mom, they used to have sessions with us as girls, and we would talk about real life situations. And I only realize now that they were preparing us for life. So it's important with the girl child and the boy child as well to prepare them for real life situations, to help them now, empower them now, so that they can make better decisions tomorrow and not make the mistakes that we did.
Yeah.
So at least give them that information, give them that guidance, tell them that, guys, you can run after a boy, but in the end, these are the results that you can expect to come out. So it's not a secret.
Is it easy to get the girl child to open up? I'll give myself as an example because I was very closed off as a child, especially where we'd have instances where someone would come in to say, let's speak about this particular thing, feel free to speak about. I hated that.
Yeah.
So do you find it sometimes difficult to get certain people to open up, especially to people that they don't know?
I've been blessed in that people warm up to me.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, people open up to me, people find me approachable, and I'm very accommodative of kids. I love kids, and I think they also sense that this is a safe space because,
That warmth.
yes, that warmth, that I can trust this person. I've never had to specifically say, listen, are you going through something? I better relate to kids when I go down to their level. When I'm doing the life skills training with the girls or the boys, I go down to their level. They call me ma'am, they call me mama. Some of them call me Austero. So I make them feel that you can come to me about anything. Yes, I'm a mother. I'm very strict and they know. But in that, they feel I can come and talk to her and be open, So I like to build a relationship with them first, build that trust. I let them in, let them get to know me in my high, in my low, and I use my own personal examples. And why I do that is I find that then they understand, oh, ma'am, you know what I'm talking about. They can relate. And I'll say, guys, I know, you ain't gonna lie to me. I know. You can say, and lie. I'm like, guys, I've been there.
Yes,
I know.
You were a child
don't
too.
shaya me. Then they giggle, then they laugh, and they're like, ma'am. I'm like, but guys, I care we are being open here. Then they trust me and we talk. And I always say, with those that have got challenges, I always make it clear that it's confidential between Naliwen, right? I'll try my best to assist you as best as possible. However, at some point, we are going to need to involve your mother or your father. And before I even do that, we will have that discussion to say, okay, this is what we've done with the situation. Now it is time to speak to mom, to speak to dad. Then it's not a surprise. Or, hey, Ostero told me that this is what's happening
and whatnot. Now you're speaking to.
Yes. And also with the parent, I will speak to the parent first and say, listen, we've got a situation, This is what I've done so far. This is where this child's mind is at right now. So I need you as a parent, Luena, to tone it down because she's scared. She's afraid of you because some of them are like, how? But
Need a photo studio? The Dreamstream Photo Studio includes a 2.7-meter PVC backdrop in black and white and is available for only 115 rands per hour. You can also rent a Canon R6 and lights. All rentals are for studio use only. Terms and conditions apply. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za.
Thank you, Ben, for coming out tonight. My name is Son of Augustine. Let's go.
This child is so open with you. Why can't she be open with me? And I'm like, I can't say you're doing this wrong or you're supposed to be doing that. Maybe it's because of the nature that I have. But these kids, because they're afraid that mom is going to shout, mom is going to react like this. So as a result, they keep the problems for themselves because they anticipate or mama or manya or so that is how I found that it's easy for me to have these kids open up to me about their situations.
I love the fact that you not only focus on the girl child, but you also make it a point to focus on the boy child, especially in a society where we always often focus on the woman and, the girl child. How do you think now we as a society can also come together and ensure that we're raising young boys to become honorable men? How can we do that?
Openness. We have to be open with our kids right now. We have to be honest with them. And Libone, they see with us. It starts with us as parents because children mimic. What they see, monkey do.
Yes. My son does the exact thing.
You understand? So being a mother of girls and boys, I've needed to create a balance, right? And I want my son to grow up in a certain way. I want my daughters to be a certain way. So I feel that boys have been neglected because it's always been girl, 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 girl. But what about the boy?
Exactly.
Boys also have feelings. Boys also have challenges that they go through. Boys also need guidance. So something simple. We were having a chat with my kids about periods, right? My eldest daughter was talking about periods and she felt a little bit awkward because the brother was there. And I was like, you know what? So what she was saying is, if she has an accident at school, what is she going to do? It was something to that effect. And my son responded and said, but I'd give you a jersey for you to wrap on your. And she was surprised. She was like, oh, Didi, you know about this? And I'm like, you kids need to understand your brother is saying this because now it shows you that he will protect you.
Yes.
He understands that as a girl child, you go through menstruation, and this is what menstruation means.
Mm.
And I don't want my daughters to feel uncomfortable that, oh my gosh, we're on our periods, what's our brother going to think?
Yes.
So it's important that they understand. And I'll also tell my daughters that your brother is becoming a teenager now. You can expect his voice to change. It might be deep. He might start growing a beard, you
Body
know.
changes.
Yeah, and all of those
Yeah.
things. So they don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So we share and we laugh about it. And so in that way, we create a balance. My son needs to know how to treat a girl, and the girls must also know, you know, this is how you approach a male person.
Mm.
So it's very important that the boy child is not neglected. They need guidance,
Yeah.
you know, and we need men in our societies as well who are going to stand up and say, boys, we have had these kind of experiences. This is the outcome.
Mm.
So do not go through that route,
Mm.
you know. So my husband is also very great in that. He's also very good with talking, with motivation,
Yes.
and all of that. And I found that, you know, when he speaks to the boy child as well, he uses practical examples, examples that are relatable. Kids want you to talk things that are
Exactly.
relatable.
Yeah.
They want you to go down to their level. When I'm speaking to kids, I'm like a mogel, you know, and they're like, wow, ma'am, you are bringing it. Ke re,
Yes.
yes, so that le kgone go ntlhaloganya gore ke bua ka eng, so that you can ask questions living open, you know. And some of the questions that the boy child, for example, has asked, it's like, wow, are you kidding me right
Yeah,
now? It
yeah.
just shows you that there's lack of information, lack of exposure, lack of guidance. So it's time that we talk to our children openly. Let them rather get guidance from us as parents or people that are trustworthy,
Yeah.
who know how to handle kids and the questions that they ask, because they will ask you questions and you must be ready to answer them in the most nicest and respectful ways, no matter how uncomfortable it is. But you have to be open and honest, Lebona. So as a society, we need to work together as parents, you know, because our children are growing up in a society that is so fast paced.
Yes.
Banale access to information, banale access to everything. So now is not a time to be lying to kids, because if you don't tell her the truth, she's going to Google it, she's going to YouTube it, she's going to ask her friend. And rather let them hear from you, bakre guidance, or then ko mothong o rong.
That will lead them astray as well.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah, it's so scary. But as someone that comes from Soweto, you know, it's so beautiful for me, and it brings me so much joy to just see someone who wants to bring a change in their community, and also in process uplifts people as well. And I think that's exactly what you're also doing with Mrs. Soweto. Wonderful project. We spoke about it before, obviously going onto camera as well. But what are some of the attributes that you look into in someone that would want to be a part of this pageant?
Okay. So firstly, I'm going to correct you. It's not a pageant.
Okay, okay.
It's an empowerment program.
Oh, yes, yes,
There's a
yes.
very big difference. You know, lots of women have been scarred in these pageants.
Sure.
So the moment you say pageant,
Yeah.
I just sometimes just want to run away.
Yes.
Because of being exposed in that industry. So Mrs. Soweto is about empowering.
I love
It's
that.
about uplifting these women. It's about making an impact. It's about transforming them. That's why it's an empowerment program. So the woman who enters Mrs. Soweto is an ordinary woman.
Okay.
It's a Mama Jane from next door, a Mama Jane from Mapetla,
Yeah.
a Ose Shelley from somewhere in the suburbs, but
Yes.
o goletse ko Soweto.
Yes.
She is an ordinary, everyday woman, right? So she does not need to have that experience, because a lot of people, once they see a pageant setup or a Mrs. this or
True.
Miss that, immediately they think, yo, I need to know how to walk. I need to have the perfect body.
You have to look a specific
Yes,
way.
and we are saying come as you are.
Yeah.
Come as you are. Gone are those days where, you know, it's all about having the perfect body. I used to want to model when I was young. Mara ke ne ke le mokhutswane.
Yes.
And that dream, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was shattered.
disappointed. And only when I grew up and I saw the platform, Ya Mrs. Soweto, Ya Mrs. South Africa, I was like, oh, here's something I can finally do. So you come as you are, Ko Mrs. Soweto. And the idea is that we are going to empower you. We are going to pump you with information and knowledge and insight, so that when you walk out of there, you are like, wow, I learned so much. Even if I didn't win the crown,
Yes.
but I got to do this, I got to do that, right? So Mrs. Soweto is someone who is adaptive, someone who can adapt to any environment. Put her in a corporate space, she goes up for that.
Yes.
Put her with kids, she's there. Put her in different settings. She is someone who is nurturing, someone who is for the community, someone who is really passionate about wanting to make a change, someone who's got dreams and saying, you know what, here's this opportunity and I'm going to make my dreams come to life. She is someone who is, you know, who's just themselves. We just want someone who is genuine, someone who's just themselves.
Yeah.
So through the Mrs. Soweto empowerment program, we are going to be taking the ladies through workshops on grooming, on etiquette, you know, how to walk, makeup. We're going to teach them, you know, we're going to do wellness and health, you know, spirituality as well. We're going to be helping them, training them on confidence, you know, how to become the better and best versions of themselves, entrepreneurship, you know, those who are in business. So it's a holistic program that we are taking them through, so that Lebone, when they come out of there, they are like, wow, I gained so much. There are so many things I didn't know about myself.
Yes.
You know, and in that as well, they are going to be doing a community project of their choice.
Okay.
Of their choice from the communities that they come from, and they're going to do something that's impactful. Because at the end of the day, we want that each and every single year we can be able to pinpoint and say, class of 2023,
Yes.
this is what they did
Yes.
in their communities, and we want those projects to be sustainable. Iske ya nna fela gore, okay, I'm a finalist,
ends there.
and then it ends there. It be sustainable, you know, something e leng gore the community can also, you know, take the reins and say, you know, finalist ya Mrs. Soweto o thomile this veggie garden.
Yeah.
Now we sustain it.
Yeah.
So that is what it's about. And then of course there will be the glitz and glamour side of things, you know, where they're going to do the grand finale on the 12th of August, Soweto Theatre. And yeah, we are really looking forward to it. You know, it's really impact. For me, it's about these women
Yes.
walking in there a certain way, and when they come out, they've transformed into something different than when they came in. That is all I want.
I love the fact that you corrected me with saying that it's not a pageant, because like you're saying, a lot of women have been scarred. You're told you can't do this, you can't speak in this certain way, you can't walk in this certain way. And you're saying with this one, it's so important to empower the woman and just show them that you are enough.
You're born now. Wait till you are enough. Wait till you are enough just the way you are. You do not, wait till you are enough. No matter your body, no matter your height, you are enough. Come as you are. You do not need to, you know, behave in a certain manner because now, you know, you know, I need them to just be themselves, to walk in authenticity is so important for me. I find it difficult for me to be something that I'm not. It's a lot of hard work for me. So I can only be
and it's hard to maintain. Like you forget what you know?
Hey, it's a job. And no, you know, I love to engage with a person as they are. I feel that you gain so much out of a person. We learn all the time.
Yes.
You know, I learn something from you, you learn something from me. So I want it to be a beautiful experience for them. And I want it to be a safe space for them as well. I want them to look forward to coming to the workshops and saying, yo, you know, I'm meeting this one. And out of this class, you know, we want relationships to be formed. We want networks to happen, businesses to come out of this, you know, relations to come out of this. What a proper, it's like unity out of this. A beautiful experience is what I want these women to go through.
Do you believe you were called to serve? I always say a lot of people that do so much as you're doing right now, you know, whether it be community work, whether it be programs to empower people, are called to serve, because now it's beyond you just helping. You're fulfilling a divine purpose, I believe. Do you believe you were called to serve?
100%. I do believe so. You know, everything that I do, it's not about me.
Yeah.
It's about what I need to impart on the next person. And like your name is Soweto, it's serving.
Mm.
It's really not about me. I am the seed behind it. I am the brainchild behind it, but it's for the people.
Yeah.
It's about the lives that need to transform. Everything that I do is serving.
Mm.
It's not about me. It stopped being about me a long time ago, and I was not even aware of it.
Mm.
And I realized that I have been serving since I've been little,
Yeah.
because when I look at everything that I used to do in primary school, in high school, it's all of the things that I'm doing now. It's just we couldn't put a name to it. We
Yes.
couldn't quite understand, but the philanthropy, the humanitarianism of what I do, the charity side of things, the compassion that I have, it's not something that you can train yourself to do.
Mm.
It's something that is inborn. And I've carried it with me since I was little. My mom.
On my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a
gonna stop,
musician?
this is all I know. My eyes on the prize, until I die, I'm gonna rise.
The Dreamstream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
We work for a ball in line, we gon' give it all until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
She looks at me and she's like, "Tshofatso, some of the things that you do." But, she says, when you are little,
Yeah.
you've always been doing these things. You
Mm.
are just umwana oso. So now, even in my age where I am now, and she still sees where this came from.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Kore, you've just been consistent." And I think because I was doing it out of serving,
Yes.
out of a calling,
Yeah.
how highly calling, it doesn't take effort.
It
And
happens
it happens
effortlessly.
effortless, and you don't even realize that you are actually serving,
Yeah.
because it just comes so effortlessly. And that aha moment for me came when I was given the honorary doctorate in humanitarianism.
Mm.
I did not know that the world was watching me.
Yeah.
I did not know that people are actually tracking me and seeing what it is that I'm doing. And to receive something like that, I was so humbled. I
Yeah.
was shocked. I was like, "But who is this person who saw me doing all of these things?"
Mm.
And it showed that, you think you're doing something out of botho ba gago, out of who you are.
People
Kanti
can see
people
what you're
can see
doing.
what you're doing, and yeah, so I was really truly humbled by that. So it is definitely a calling,
Mm.
and it grounds me a lot. And I believe you need to have a certain heart,
Yeah.
a certain personality. You really need to be built in a certain way to be able to do what I do,
Mm.
because you deal with so many people
Yeah.
who come with so many different things, and you need to be strong enough as well to be able to handle. And people are coming to you for help.
Exactly.
They are needing healing, and
Mm.
they feel drawn to you because I don't know, it's like I've got a radar
Yeah.
of some sort, where people come to me and they want to talk, and people will say, the other day or
Yeah.
2 months ago, you said to me, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And sometimes I don't even recall
Mm.
saying those specific things. It's almost like when I'm engaging with a person, I just get into it's I just get into that space.
Mm.
How to get it in the natural.
Yes.
It just comes natural, and you're not even aware what an impact you are
That you're
doing.
making. Yeah.
And this person says, "But you said to me, I must, if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's what's going to happen."
Mm.
And hear this thing. You said to me, "Ne re le ko kae, kae, ko kae, kae."
Mm.
And I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
that is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very grateful, and I am embracing it. It took a bit of time to accept,
Mm.
with all honesty, that I it's this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is the type of person that I am. So I'm openly serving, I'm openly helping those that are brought to me.
Mm.
And Mrs. Soweto is the biggest one,
Yeah.
because these are women's lives that, I'm going to be working with.
Mm.
And all I want is for me to make sure that when they leave there, weitse batho ba na le this peace,
Le glow, bathong.
ko ha ba boela gae, the
Yeah.
children must be like, wow, mom,
I see a
I
change.
see a change. The husbands, the family, they must see that, man, this person has transformed.
Mm.
Le ene self um, must come out of there saying, wait a second, I didn't think I was capable of doing
Yeah.
something like this.
Yeah.
I didn't think I had the ability of this. So it's through this platform where, I look forward to seeing the transformation that happens.
And so, for women that would like to be a part of it in future, how are they able to join the program?
Okay, so we've got social media platforms where we are constantly updating information, which is Mrs. Soweto, on Facebook and on Instagram. And then we've also got a website, www.mrssoweto.co.za, and the information is there. They are also able to contact me directly on my cell phone, which is on our social media pages. And all they need to do is really, send in their pictures, tell us a little bit about themselves, and then from there, that is how they will then enter. And, we take them through a process of, judging and seeing who is eligible, and then from there, that's how we then select our finalists. But yeah.
Now, before we close off the conversation, what do you do for some downtime? Because when we started, I mentioned a long list of things that you do, and that's just half of it,
I know,
right? Also, I'm asking this because, at times we often forget to, just relax and do things that we as individuals need to do in order to take care of ourselves. What does Kgoroeadira do to just relax after a hard, long day of work, or even a month or year?
Yes. You know what I enjoy doing? I enjoy going on walks. Because when I walk, it's like my time to meditate. And when I walk, that's when I get all these amazing ideas. I enjoy spending time in the bath after a long day, bubble bath, candles, some nice music, get relaxed there. I enjoy doing that. Sometimes I will just tell myself today is my off day, and I'm just gonna sit on the couch and catch up on a nice movie, and just shut the noise around me. Yeah, so I like things that are very calm to unwind, meditative things. I'll also listen to some soul soothing music, because it uplifts my spirit. And I find that, prayer as well, it really grounds me a lot. In any stressful situation, I just need to connect and I'm good, so I enjoy that. And then also spending time with my kids and my husband, just,
Family is always the
yes,
best.
yeah, it's so nice, and just listening to these kids. And, I've got a lot of mama, mama, mom, 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 mommy, 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 and they all want to talk at the same time, so it's really nice after a long day and I get back home and my kids are there, my husband comes and it's like, yeah, now I've had my downtime. So that is what I do.
Quickly, for someone that is watching right now and would like to be a part of some of the programs that you do or the outreach programs that you do, is there a way they could join in? Or do you just solely do them yourself? And
I'm very open. I like to involve people. I really do. So everyone is welcome. They can get my contact numbers. It's 074-656-9667. And I'm also available on Mrs. Kgoroeadira at mrssoweto.co.za. So if anyone would like to participate in any of the projects that we do, they are more than welcome, whether be Mrs. Soweto, whether be on a personal level, in terms of transformational coaching, whether charity work, community work. I believe there's room for all of us. And, every person has something to add and to contribute towards, the bigger picture.
Sarapatsa, thank you so much for joining me today. I think this conversation just proved what things are important in life and also how what a blessing it is to be able to give to others as well. So thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you so much. It was so nice chatting to you.
And
Thank you
to
very much for
you,
inviting me.
thank you, thank you. And to you, our viewers, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Kathleen Kgoroeadira.